Hi, we're back. I apologize for that break in our connection. I really had to reboot the phone and everything to come back to you. Uh, but we were saying the prayer, the opening prayer, and I'd like it if you could just quietly get back to that. And what we're doing right now is being with Spirit. With gratitude to you, Spirit, right now, today, I ask for what I really want and need to move into tomorrow and this week. So now you've had a few minutes without me, but take another couple minutes and actually look into your heart and quietly say to Spirit what it is, what want or need you have to meet, and seek His support, Mother Mary's support, Christ's support this week. Yes, Lord, for what I really want and need, I ask you for this as I move into tomorrow. Just will take 1 minute. Thank you, Lord, for your love that you pour into me and bestow on me grace as I move into this week. The purpose of spiritual development is to preserve our individual integrity, promote the sense of our individual responsibility, encourage development of group consciousness, of basic individual, community, national, and world relationships. Intensify the sense of citizenship, both in the tangible outer world of the physical plane, but also in the world of spirit and soul relationships. We begin to do this how? By changing our default focus, our wrong emphasis on what we consider real. The reality in a lower vibration is of the physical mind. It's our belief systems, defining ourselves as our body and our mind, our personality, our emotions. We move into action and reaction to usually a negative stimulus, like fear or anger, loneliness. We are stuck in forgetting who we really are. We forget our connection to the greater consciousness and our much multi-dimensional divine natures. We humans co-create our personal and consensual realities from a very limiting point of view, a very negative point of view that's based on negative conditioning. We would be using our power for serving life instead of our own personal gain. We could be doing that, but we're not. So we go into classes and we come to the Sunday messages and we get ourselves informed, giving ourselves some information, but also beginning to take a look at, which we will next week, as what is your, what's your grade? What's your class? Are you in the A class, the B class, the slow class? What I've done is I've created, with Master's help, the idea of being in one of 6 different places that'll be based on the tarot cards. The High Priestess, the Hierophant, the Fool, the Magician. And we're going to look at that and see where you place yourself as far as where you are currently, but what your commitment is to your spiritual development in this lifetime. For now, what we'd like to do is just place your hand on your heart, your dominant hand on your heart, the other hand on your solar plexus, and just quietly say to Spirit, along with me, flow through me and touch my heart. Guide me along the path to my fulfillment. Flow through me and touch my heart. Guide me along the path to my fulfillment. And we're going to open up with the grace of Ronnie Rice's song. In 1 second.
Hello everyone, it's wonderful to be here. The first song is from the movie Pocahontas. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or asked the grinning bobcat why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountains? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you. And for once, never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. And we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or asked the grinning bobcat why he grins? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high will the sycamore grow if you cut it down? Then you'll never know, and you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. For whether we are white or copper-skinned, we need to sing with all the voices of the mountains. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Thank you, Ronnie, and she will be back. Today's message, the intention of today's message. And for you those coming back on, we kind of lost our signal here, and I had to actually reboot and get back in again. So we may go a couple minutes later today because the message is pretty intense. Pretty intense. Today's message: to ground you, make physically known to you the results of bringing spirit and matter together. Remember, we're in the seventh ray now, and that is the intention of the seventh ray as we prepare for Christ consciousness. What does that mean? To clothe spirit with matter, producing form, inside out. as within, so without. The Tibetan states in this book that's on the New Age, Education of the New Age, that the lower expression of the seventh ray was spiritualism, and that it actually has its ancient roots inside of the Atlantean culture. The highest expression is what we're committed to now, and that's to be accomplished now, and that's to serve the rite of ceremonial order, preparation for the Christ consciousness here on earth. The work of the seventh ray is the relating of life and form. In Atlantean times, it was understood spirit introduced matter. Spirit was the guiding force. And now, currently, the masses present on the planet, those inspired, intelligent humans committing to supporting Christ consciousness, have Atlantean consciousness. And so spiritualism has become fertile ground, and it's given the opportunity now to return to a prominent position. But, says the Tibetan, when the practice of spiritualism makes emphasis of the form aspect, we go astray. And he came through here to speak about it because he sees us going astray with a misuse of it, misunderstanding of it. It has happened in past, recent decades that investigators of spiritualism, practitioners of spiritualism, are preoccupied with the form side of life, and its adherents, those who come to them, are primarily concerned with the satisfaction of their emotional desires, so that the true import and the true import of the spiritualistic movement, as introduced in that frame, that context, is being lost. The truth of the spiritualist movement is being introduced. The opportunity to be introduced is being lost. Fortunately, there is a movement within spiritualistic circles to shift the present emphasis upon phenomenon into the world of true values and right understanding. This point I want to make here. If societies and organizations connected with spiritualistic movement and psychical research groups would seek out natural sensitives, those who are naturally clairaudient, naturally clairvoyant, and would study their disclosures, their modes of working, they would discover much of the natural and normal powers of man. The powers which have been in abeyance during the period wherein mind development has been the objective, and which humanity shares with two groups of living, the members of the hierarchy and the animal kingdom. That's true. Clairvoyant is shared between the members of the hierarchy and in the animal kingdom, and we have the power to access that. Spiritual beings, we have the power to access that, but not if we're on the wrong path. If concentrating upon the intelligent and mental psychics, these natural clairvoyants, these natural people with talents, we would roll out trance conditions. And if we roll out trance conditions and looking for something, committed to an end result of the disclosure, remove ourselves from seeking emotional satisfaction, we would get intelligent, spiritual satisfaction, because it would not be long before revelation would occur. Revelations that would sort out expressions of mediumship that do not lead to egoic self-expression of the human being doing the mediumship job, avoiding that place where the connection is to the personality of the medium. If the medium returns to the natural state, there wouldn't be this cost. As practiced, the presentation of a truth is rooted in the past. And if we move on those disclosures, We will begin to have an emerging culture that's not a creation. It's just a new version of old traditions. It resurfaces old emotions, old ideas, old conditions. This will relegate old ideas to the same position as the ideas which governed us 1,000 years ago. And the Tibetan says now, owing to the development of the sensitivity of the races now that exist, given the fact that many of us have past lives from Atlantis and Lemuria, we're sensitive to this. We feel the contradiction. We feel the opposing forces at hand. And it creates antagonism, worldwide antagonism. It's opposing the emerging ideas of the New Age. But if we move to process of revelation, really is that access to the Masters teaching us, the access to the Masters teaching us, if we go and return to the process of revelation given by intelligent and mental psychics, we shall have the development of thought. We shall have the development of thought. This comes through the faculty of discrimination, offering choices to man, and inside of that, developing a stronger sense of values, and thus would usher in the new religion of love and brotherhood. Separateness would fade out. True unity would be possible. The physical plane in its densest aspect holds little of mystery for the man of today. Look at how many of us just in this one lifetime, have moved from the mechanical to artificial intelligence. Just the miracle of what artificial intelligence has enhanced all our lives, no matter our class, our age, our sex, our training or education. There's no mystery, we feel. We feel we have knowledge on these matters. And if not, we know where to go to. Turn on TV, go to Google. But see, the rarer levels of the physical plane lie hidden. And they are our next field of discovery in the seventh ray. Inside the seventh ray comes the means whereby knowledge may be acquired and revealed to all, and not be the sole property of the wise and the occultists. We are transiting into this new sign of the zodiac. We are now in the seventh ray of law and order, and the coming of Christ is imminent. These are great happenings. Be with that. These are great happenings, and they are also the cause of much of the present upheaval and chaos. And at the same time, they are responsible for the universal turning to the spiritual realities, which all true light workers recognize and are probably part of, the molecules of, the active energy behind welfare movements. We're creating that tendency now, and especially given the pandemic, and as you see the generosity that's pouring forth just from the common individual, the unit individual to family and community, has been tremendous. This honoring cooperation and collaboration. My neighbor. We also recognize now a religious unity, the believing of some higher spirit, may be called by a different name, but believing in some higher spirit. And now this true possibility of internationalism. We really are the world. We are the world. We see the world, we hear the world. And in this particular time frame, we're all as the world, afflicted, affected, stopped by this pandemic. As we came into this century, the initial manifestation of humanity, what we did, where we saw it, what we invested in, was material. Our day-to-day life comes from what to do, what to accomplish. Not what to be, who to be with. Not about our divine qualities, but how to fix things. How to fix things, how to put things in place. Trying to and committed to organize chaos. Ignoring our divine qualities, which would instantly bring us to peace if we'd allow them to be revealed to ourselves. And when these divine qualities are actively, consciously pursued, when you wake up in the morning, actively and consciously pursuing spirit, you will manifest changes on this planet that will change history, will change our culture, will change our civilization. And that, my friends, is the opportunity to take on your spiritual development, take on, willing to look to see who you can be in your life, what you can bring to bear. Remembering again, form without the sense of spirit is hollow. It's hollow. There's one more thing I think I want to share with you before we go. We are slated to evolve, resurrect our divine consciousness in our personal sacred journeys of life. That's our commitment as a spiritual center and healing order, is that you're given the space, the context, the tools, the information, access to the teachers, so that you can have the revelations necessary for you personally in your life. That's the seventh ray. We need to evolve beyond the need for pain and suffering as our primary motivators. We need to shift now. We need to shift into our capacity to create from vision, joy, and intention. It's important that we become, each and every one of us, conscious co-creators, riding the waves of change. The current spiritual wisdom is that if you are alive now, you signed on. You signed on to the momentous time, this momentous time, the great shift, preparing Earth for the Christ consciousness. You signed on. And when we discover that, and the teachers want to leave you with this, you're great. You're great. You got a life. You're here, you're taking note. And they want you to enjoy your life. This is not about spending your days going into spiritual retreat. It's opening your day, understanding your spiritual being, and allowing what's there to show up for you in your dreams and synchronicity. Just allowing in what spirit is so intensely and so hungry to share with you. That's all. That's all they want you to do. And in the meantime, be happy. Have joy. Love yourself, love the people around you, love what you do. Be healthy. That's true wealth. Love and health, that's true wealth. So as they say that to you, they want to kind of give you the shoulder tap here and go, look, we're here for you. Let's move through this. Listen to what we're offering you through the teachers, and begin to take on readings. And whether it's yours, if you haven't had your astrological chart done, do it, because it will give you a sense of familiarity with yourself. And especially as you're older and you look back, you really will have a sense of who this divine being is, and really have the opportunity to acknowledge him or her, really. that is the lesson for today. And if there's any questions, we want to remind people that we have the chat room on Wednesday at 6. And normally 7, but right now 6 through the summer. And we want to engage you in what the possibility of the lessons are. We want to engage you in that maybe you'll have an inquiry and the messengers, the teachers, will, through me, have something to expound on, enhance for you. So take that opportunity for that hour, but also take the opportunity at any point in time to text us or call us to engage in this process called spiritual development, because it's not like this coating, like Teflon, that's going to come down upon you from the skies. You must be actively engaged in being with God. That's the job. But it's really fun. It can be really fun. So being fun and fabulous, we're going to close with this prayer and then the last song from Ronnie Weiss. Spirit of Christ, be wild and free in us. Batter our proud and stubborn wills. Blow us where you choose. Break us down if you must. Refashion us as you will. Move us powerfully away from the games we play to try to tame you. Lead us into the wild places, the long dark tunnels, or the wide sunny vistas. Teach us to speak to lions, to move mountains, to bear tragedy, and to mirror you. From the Celtic Prayers in the Universal Christ by Ray Simpson. So now let's take on this last song from Ronnie that the teachers really want to send you out with. And we want to thank the fabulous Ronnie Weiss, who's willing to learn new and different songs and bring to us her itinerary, her catalog of possibilities.
This song is called Here's to Life by Artie Butler and Phyllis Molinari. No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. And I have learned that all you give is all you get. So give it all you've got. I've had my share, I drank my fill, and even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what's down another road beyond the hill and do it all again. So here's to life and every joy it brings. Yes, here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. It's funny how the time just flies, how love can go from warm hellos to sad goodbyes, and leave you with the memories you've memorized to keep your winters warm. For there's no yes in yesterday, and who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away. As long as I'm still in the game I wanna play, for laughs, for life, for love. So here's to life and every joy it brings. Yes, to dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered, and all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Here's to life.
Thank you, Ronnie. Here's to life. All that it has, all that it doesn't. But to the glory of it, to the excitement of it, to the freedom of it, please move forward now, not having the dullness of all the social confines and rules, the conditions, take away your joy. The teachers, again, give you that little nudge on the shoulder. Namaste. Thank you for being here. See you next Sunday. I love you.